Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Panovich here. For the third week in a row, we've got another midweek system with the chance for severe storms. But this go round is a little bit different. It's not just one wave, it's two waves of severe weather we could see this week. And I'll break it down for you again because we're in this rut where the systems are timed out. You remember back to January, we were timing out the winter events on the weekend. It's the way Mother Nature works. We got these long wave patterns around the globe, and sometimes they just time out. They hit the same every week. So what's going on here? Pretty complex system going on to the west. You've got a cold front low up here, a couple of low pressure systems here, and warm humid air surging in ahead of them. So I would say this is system number one, and then system number two is going to come down on a Wednesday. So it's a Tuesday night, Wednesday night kind of setup right now, but I'll kind of lay everything out here for you real quickly. Well, first of all, I'll show you the severe weather outlook today because I think that's the first thing you need to look at. And you can see where that severe weather outlook is medium to high across Texas into Louisiana and Mississippi. Sound familiar? This is where it always starts, and it has started the last couple of weeks. So we go to tomorrow. Tomorrow, you see a pretty big area of severe weather. Now, the main risk is down here to the south. You can see it across the Mid-South down towards the Gulf Coast, but notice we're kind of on the edge of this. We're going to be very close to some strong storms, but I do think the worst will be in South Carolina down towards the low country. But again, the further south you go, the higher risk you're going to see severe weather. And then we go into Wednesday. So day 3, you noticed all of the area in the medium to low risk, but the higher risk back towards the west. What's happening here is we've got a pretty big cold front that'll be moving. And this is the second system, if you will, coming in from the west, and this will be pushing east. The timing, though, looks to be kind of Wednesday night into Thursday. And that's kind of key because if you look at day 4, which is going to be Thursday, you see that risk shifts to the coast. So if you imagine between, Wednesday and Thursday, that threat shifts from here to the coast. So that's kind of the setup over the next 3 days. So let me show you how this unfolds in your futurecast. All right, so today obviously is beautiful. As we go through the day tomorrow, it actually should start sunny and temperatures in the 70s. But you see the system developing. This is where the severe weather risk is today across Texas, Louisiana, pushing to the east. What we're watching for is a warm front. There's going to be a warm front somewhere in here trying to move north. And that's going to drive the severe weather because it starts here and then it moves along the warm front as it goes to the east. That's why you saw that severe weather risk basically just to our west. I'll show you again. You see that's the risk tomorrow. Here's the risk today. So you kind of get an idea. That's where it's moving. So that's what we're watching. So through time, you can see going into tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., big cluster of storms back towards Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee. Then we go into the afternoon hours. Warm front somewhere in here. It looks like it's moving north. And then it moves in basically tomorrow evening. So Tuesday evening. And again, the big risk here is not only severe weather, but heavy, heavy rain with this. But the higher risk for severe, at least on Tuesday, will be just to our south. Down here is where I would expect better dynamics for severe weather. Up here, it's going to be mainly heavy rain, but it's going to be close. You can see as we go through tomorrow night, really soggy Tuesday night. Then it pushes off to the east. You see some of these supercells down here. Here comes our next system. So this was system number 1. This is number 1 right here. Here's number 2. This is heading our way for Wednesday night and Thursday. So the first one, probably the lesser severe weather risk, but a bigger heavy rain risk. And real quickly, I'm going to show you what we call the excessive rain outlook flash flood guidance. So you see that today. There it is there. Let me show you tomorrow. That kind of puts the Charlotte area south into what we call the medium risk for flash flooding, and the green is the low risk. We'll go to day 3, and you can see it's to the south. So tomorrow, is probably a little higher risk for flash flooding than anything else. So we go through time. Here comes our next system. You could see it back to the west. Now, why is the next system probably a little bit more problematic? We'll get into Wednesday morning. So here we are, 9 a.m. It looks calm, but you see we've got some cluster of showers. The reason I think the second one's going to be a little bit bigger of a deal is we've got more time for the warm air to surge north. So you got to remember, on Wednesday, we're probably going to see temperatures surging into maybe the low 80s in some places ahead of this stronger front. System number 1 kind of tracked down here. Number 2 is tracking more up in this direction. So that's going to put us more into that warm sector, the more available energy for this storm to feed off of. And you can see it pushing to the east. This is on noon on Wednesday. Not a lot going on, but this line begins to form. So maybe not as heavy rain, but potentially stronger storms along that front. So I stopped this at 2 o'clock because this is where the guidance stops. And we're going to get an update here in a minute, but I like using the short range guidance. But you get the idea. This front will be here at 2 o'clock. So if it's here at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometime Wednesday night. Now, if it arrives a little bit sooner, it'll have more heat to develop or to work off of and develop stronger storms. If it comes in later, it will have time to weaken. But either way, I really think Wednesday is the time frame we need to watch a little more carefully. And I'll show you again. Here's the severe weather outlook ahead of this line. So there it is, 2 o'clock, and you can see ahead of it, that's where we're anticipating some strong storms. So let's look at that, what we call significant tornado parameter. You've heard me show this or seen me show this before. It's basically the ingredients, the combination of shear and thunderstorm fuel. So you can see nothing today. Tomorrow, we go into tomorrow evening. Look at to the south. You see that? There's a little bit around Charlotte, but it's really down here. That's where the risk for severe weather is tomorrow. But watch what happens as we go into Wednesday. Wednesday, you see the surge ahead of the front. So remember, I showed you that line of storms, and we're going to have warm, humid air surging up from the south. So we'll have a better setup. The warm front's probably right in here. And then you could see all of this back here. This is where we have STP values that would be significant enough that we need to pay attention to them. We'll go through time. This is going into the evening hours Wednesday. We get to about 8 p.m. Wednesday night. You could see we've got some 1, some 2. So the western sections of the viewing area could end up with some stronger storms because there'll be more heating at that time. But as the front pushes east, that weakens a little bit, but not completely. I mean, this is early in the morning, and we still got a 1.4 on Thursday morning, 9Z. So this is, basically right around 5 a.m. or so. And so you're looking at strong storms possibly early on Thursday as the system pushes off. So that's, to me, this is the bigger threat is going to end up being Wednesday night into Thursday because we're going to have more of the ingredients for severe weather. Can't discount tomorrow at all, but I think this setup here is looking much more of a threat to us. If we go back to tomorrow, I'll back this up. You could see right here, there's the storms moving in. So notice down here that the risk is higher up here from Columbia north. You're probably looking at mainly just heavy rain. And again, the rain risk is legit. Heavy rain and flash flooding, a big concern. So, of course, over the next 24 to 36 hours, I'll continue to track this. Stay weather aware. Tuesday night and Wednesday night, again, 2 more rounds of severe weather here in the middle of the week. Of course, I'll have you covered throughout all this, and we'll keep you up to date on WCNC.com, on our app, on social, and I will continue to do vlogs as we go through the next couple of days.